Hey, what's up? It's Rashad hanging with the Joneses. Obi-Wan, episode number 3. Of course, all spoilers. Got to talk about the thing to actually talk about the thing. This episode basically has 3 storylines. Of course, it's the Leia and Obi-Wan. Then it's Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And then it's also the Inquisitors and their own infighting. So let me just start with Leia and Obi-Wan. That's like the most straightforward part. They're on this new planet. It's like a desert planet. Well, it looks like a desert planet now because essentially they mined it to death. If you watch Rebels, then you know that there'd been a bunch of planets that the Empire stripped all the resources from and actually just killed the planet essentially, making it a more of a deserty feel, wasteland almost. So they're on this planet. They're trying to get transport back to Alderaan, for Leia. And I don't know. I'm not. I'm still not feeling this whole precocious child trouble. I know she's supposed to be. I know they're trying to show her being like young, and obviously being force sensitive and all that stuff. But to me, it just comes off a bit. This I don't know. It's a bit heavy handed, and it's okay. Like it wasn't as much as the first 2 episodes, but it's even in this one, it's still like, come on, like even the whole point of her going to the guy named was Freck. I think I was voiced by Zach Braff. The alien on the little, trying to get into town or whatever. Like I like her whole interaction is just way too. It's just too much for me. I don't know. Maybe because I ain't feeling it. It was okay. So they end up going to town, and of course, there's a couple of checkpoints. There's always gonna be some checkpoints coming to Star Wars. So you get past the first one, and then some stormtroopers get up there. They made this whole lie about they're going to visit their mom. Mom's dead, yada yada, which is all kind of true subtext because mom is dead. Go to the second checkpoint, and that doesn't go too well. Inquisitors sent down some probe droids. Probe droids meets them there, scans them. He shoots it. Small melee ensues, and he essentially neutralizes all of them. Another transport with a couple of troopers come up. The official for the Empire is actually a double agent, like a fulcrum again. If you didn't watch Rebels, like all these concepts were already introduced. So we have her name was Tala, I think, and she essentially is somebody on that planet who helps Jedi move through the system and basically trying to make some sort of network, an underground railroad of sorts for Jedi and people who are trying to get out of the Empire. And it's really cool just to see the underpinnings of the rebellion on that side really starting to take shape. So it tries to get them to a transport off planet, but unfortunately, those efforts were quelled by the third sister. Ends up killing the pilot Tala, and Leia separate. She ends up going to help Obi-Wan because I guess it had the second, and Leia's supposed to go meet the pilot. So Reva kills the pilot, and of course, Leia gets taken again. So Obi-Wan's doing a real good job here. Secondly, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. So Darth Vader, they have a really cool scene of him just getting reattached out of the bacta tank, and it's horrific, man. Like it's bad. Like he really definitely needs to be rehydrated every so often because he's just badly scarred. And I feel like this scene was even worse than the scene in Revenge of the Sith when he was getting actually created into Darth Vader that we know now. So saw that, and Vader is very much aware of what Reva is doing. That puts the battery in Reva's back. So Reva's really trying to go hard to impress Vader. And Vader makes an appearance. Like, you usually don't see Vader with boots on the ground, so to speak. So he shows up on the same planet towards the end of the episode and is just walking through the town and just indiscriminately killing folks for no reason. Like, I need you to understand that Vader was just tossing folks around, force choking people, snapped a little boy's neck. Like, what are we doing here, yo? Like, Vader is just ruthless for no reason. Another reason that people say, oh, yeah, he was redeemed at the end of Return of the Jedi. Man, no, he wasn't, yo. He was committing atrocities out here, and y'all want to redeem him. Irredeemable. Anyway, so Vader ends up sensing Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan does, like, the weirdest thing. He leads him to this, like, mining quarry of sorts, and just basically runs around it. Like, his best defense was just to run. And, oh yeah, and when Obi-Wan sensed Vader, like, it physically hurt him. He was grappled to the core by Vader's presence. So I think that just was a good visual representation of just how much of a pull the dark side is in Anakin, because it literally hurt Obi-Wan to feel him. Yeah, so there's this extended scene of Obi-Wan and Vader fighting. It's not the knockdown drag out fight that I guess people wanted, because Obi-Wan is, again, he hasn't been doing nothing. I mean, my man said he is Ben, and Ben has not been training. He's just been killing and portioning space wells and feeding his space camo. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't been even in the Force. Because even at the beginning of the episode, he's trying to reach out to Qui-Gon and he can't. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of him not being in the Force is kind of the tension with the audience and with Obi-Wan himself, because we know that Qui-Gon is out there. I hope Liam Neeson doesn't make an appearance, because, we know that he should be able to reach out and talk to his master. Vader was not trying to kill this man. Vader was trying to torture him. Vader literally lights a fire and starts dragging Obi-Wan through the fire. He was not playing, yo. Like, he just really wanted to torture him. So that was crazy. Such hate for Obi-Wan from Vader's part. So he was really trying his best to make him suffer. Obi-Wan ends up getting saved by Tala, because she sharpshoots. The droid that worked with Tala pulls him out. And then the last part of this is going to be just the infighting with the Inquisitors. So the Inquisitors, seeing how there is a Grand Inquisitors off the table right now, not sure how they're going to rectify that. You know what I'm saying? Because Grand Inquisitor was a thing, again, in the Rebels. So I'm not sure if they're going to bring him back later or what. Like, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Either way, there's no leader there. So everybody wants to be the Grand Inquisitor, especially the third sister. And I think the fifth brother. They're going back and forth the entire episode about who's trying to impress Vader the most. And it's very much like two kids trying to impress dad. It's really whack, to be honest. But yeah, that's kind of their whole storyline, is who is going to be the Grand Inquisitor next. So both of them are trying to say, hey, I did this for Vader. I did this for Vader. Vader came through for me. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of that going on, which definitely has a lot of dark side energy, because that's what they do. Rule of two, that whole thing, we gonna rule by force. Never mind fairness and correctness. You gotta get it how you live if you're on the dark side. That's it for this episode, man. Like, what did you enjoy most about this episode? If you have been watching and paying attention to something I haven't seen, make sure you comment below. We'll be back next week for episode 4. Also, Miss Marvel drops. I don't know why Disney Plus wants to drop everything on Wednesdays, but making it hard for me. So what I'm gonna try to do is probably do Obi-Wan in like the morning, and then release Miss Marvel like in the afternoon because time. And I have a job, so I gotta go to work. So either way, we're gonna still do both of those, and gonna get them up as fast as we can. Make sure you subscribe so you can get all this stuff. Tell somebody else to subscribe so we can continue growing the channel. But yeah, that's all I got. Till the next time.